Hey guys, Fargimo101 here with the third matchup of our tiny tournament at Troy. So here we've seen another team which was sort of banding around a little bit. We see Ronaldo's bringing with him a Mimikyu of his own, a Porygon 2, which is a colossal pain in the butt in this format, a Azumarill who can be run a couple of different ways, and a Spiritomb which could be Z Stockpile. That seemed to be doing the rounds a little bit as well. As you see, we're bringing with us Mimikyu, Roadkill and Mimikyu, sorry, Play-Doh and Muck, I'm the best Armungus and our Azelf, but we'll jump straight into the match for you. So Ronaldo's here in his starry shirt. It's a bit too much for my taste, I'll be honest, but there we go. You see Mimikyu opens with Mimikyu and Porygon, so Porygon 2, I run one of these, and these things are ridiculously bulky, particularly with this thing is going to have EV light. It's trace though as opposed to download, so it's a little bit different. A lot of them are download, and we're going to Shadow Sneak the Mimikyu first up just to break its disguise. His team is very Trick Room heavy, so I figured it might be trying to set a Trick Room up, but I just wanted the disguise gone turn one. And we're going to just go straight up into a Poison Jab in it. I wasn't sure which one of these, both of these could potentially set up Trick Rooms, so... but he just tells guys to go straight on the offensive, and annoyingly he gets the 10% chance to get a burn on Muck. The burn matters so much as well. As we see, his Mimikyu is slow and does go for a Trick Room. So this is Trick Room Mimikyu, but this is the slower variant where I run the faster one. So I'm not too worried. I'm still behind disguise though. So you can see Ice Beam come out from the Porygon. That is going to go into my Mimikyu and break my disguise. But we can live any one hit from here, so... as we're just going to go for a big old knockoff onto this Porygon. It doesn't do too much. It's a crit. The crit didn't make no difference whatsoever. We're going to knock off the Evil Light. He's going to play Rough Muck, which does a surprising amount actually. He's neutral though because of the dark typing, so it's going to pop our Berry, which is fine. Burn is going to be a pain. We're just going to reverse this guy's Trick Room though. Because I figured him being very Trick Room based means that if I can get our speed up, our Muck was already outspeeding them, so. So we're just going to play rough now. We're going to go after the Mimikyu. Doesn't quite pick up the KO. We do get the attack drop though, which is handy as we go for a knockoff into the Mimikyu as well, just to double into it. We potentially should be paying more attention to the Porygon, to be fair, because Porygon was a big problem, potentially, as it goes for a Toxic. So far we've seen Toxic, Tri-Attack, I'm guessing Recover and something else. Possibly Trick Room. As we see the Spiritomb come out, so again I think this could be Z Stockpile. I kind of didn't want this thing setting up in my face, if I'm honest. And so we're just going to go straight for a play rough on it. Super effective, get a nice big old chunk of damage off. Muck's going to go for a Poison Jab onto the Porygon. With the burn it's not going to do too much. I'll be honest, I'm fishing at this point for a poison because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to deal with this thing. Tri-Attack's not going to do too much. Spiritomb's going to go for a Shadow Ball though onto our Roadkill. Unfortunately for Roadkill, he's not going to live that. That's going to one-shot him. So getting the poison on this Porygon would be super clutch because it would really help us out late game. But we're going to go into Azelf. And we're going to protect with Azelf here. Because I figured I was likely to take a Shadow Ball into the face. And we're just going to go for a big old knockoff onto the Spiritomb just to pick up the KO on it. We probably could have played that a bit more aggressive actually and gone after the Porygon that turn. I think Muck still outsped the Spiritomb, so... so yeah, we probably should have been a bit more aggressive there, maybe gone into the Porygon and then knocked off as well, just to get some damage on that thing. As we see Azumarill come out here, so I'm not too worried about Azumarill. Azelf actually packs Energy Ball just to deal with Azumarills and Gastrodons. Acrojet's going to kick him. We could have protected there and kept Macarena a little bit longer, but I don't think it would have made a massive difference. We're actually targeting down the Porygon here just to get a big old Flamethrower off, which does a decent chunk but doesn't do a massive amount. Toxic's going to kick in. It's not going to matter too much other than just to break our sash. Does put Azelf on the timer, but we're not particularly bulky. We probably can't take a hit off the Azumarill, to be fair. So we're going out into Amoonguss here. So Amoonguss here walls Azumarill perfectly. So this is a little bit of a misplay on our part because we get Azelf gets Energy Ball off into the Azumarill, which it isn't going to KO. When really what we should have been doing was targeting down that Porygon, because a Flamethrower would have... it would have just got maybe... Well, yeah, we should double it. So what we should have done was probably Flamethrower and Spored it. Instead we're just going to Spore it. Because Azumarill right now, we get wall with Amoonguss for days. This Porygon, however, is a massive problem for us right now. Waterfall from Azumarill is going to kick in and take out our Azelf. So our Azelf is potentially the best chance of dealing with the Porygon as well. Because we could have got put it to sleep and then just got big damage off on it. Aquajet's going to go into Amoonguss. That does nothing. In fact, he's going to take more damage via Rocky Helmet. Yeah. So and then, yeah. So we would definitely been better off that turn just going straight after the Porygon with both Mons. We're going to get Giga Drain off here again. Take out the Azumarill. I think this is where it all starts to go a little bit south because we really should have focused on that Porygon. Azumarill will probably have carried itself that turn anyway. We could have got a lot more recovery back from the Porygon and got some nice damage off on it just to try and keep it under. We're going to go for a Sludge Bomb just to see how much it does, which is about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hit KO. So that's not good, particularly when it can just recover up like this. So now we're kind of getting into Stall City. I think the only chance I got to win at this point was to get a poison off on it, which hence why we're going for Sludge Bombs. It's about the same. It does pack Ice Beam as well, so that's bad news because Ice Beam will pretty much... Yeah, it's not quite a 2-hit KO, but it's definitely a 3-hit KO. So we're actually going to Spore it. We're going to put it to sleep just on the off chance it had Ice Beam, because that means we can then Giga Drain it to get health back. That only real chance of running right now is it gets 5 turns of sleep, because that's how many it's going to take for me to actually KO this damn thing. Which, you know what, when I'm asleep, it's always 5 turns. If you've seen from the last match where I just needed to wake up, one of my Mons to wake up, and they wouldn't. But there we go. If you missed that one, there'll be a link at the end of the video for it. So we get a nice Giga Drain off, we get a bit more recovery. We're going to Giga Drain again. So that's turn 2 of sleep. So there's probably another it's probably a 3-hit KO from that point. So we get another turn as we go for another Giga Drain. So yeah, so there was a chance at this point another 2 of those would KO, which is exactly what we needed, or at least we'd be able to recover, we'd Spore it, and it wouldn't be able to get as much health back, and we'd be in a better position for the next round. But unfortunately for us, it's going to take it right back up to 4. And we're pretty much in a losing battle right here. Yeah, so he's just going to recover up again. So I think we go for a Spore this turn just to try and stop it being able to recover and get Ice Beams off on us. And we sort of get into a loop where we're just trying to get its energy down in the hope that it stays asleep long enough for us to KO. But unfortunately for us, that doesn't happen. So we're going to cut the video short a little bit there, guys, because this goes on for about another 8 or 9 turns. And it literally is just the same thing over and over and over. So, but we do end up losing that one, unfortunately. I think our mistake was we really should have ignored the Azumarill and got rid of Azelf and gone straight after the Porygon. A Flamethrower plus a Spore at that point would have brought it down really, really low. Probably low enough then that I'm the best probably could have KO'd it while it was asleep. Azumarill couldn't do really a lot to us and probably would have gone down the next turn anyway to Rocky Helmet damage from Amoonguss. So a little bit of a misplay on our part there, but hey, live and learn, I suppose. If you enjoyed that one, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for any more content updates. I've been FarDreamer101, and if I don't see you around, I will see you on Battle Spot. Take care for now. Bye.